Yeah.
I had that. I actually did the bonus question because it was in the video. And I was super easy.
Good.
Oh wait, I forgot. I didn't.
Is this all that was due this week?
Pretty much. Yeah. I think I turned in my section reviews last week.
Yeah, last week we finished the book, and then this week is whatever.
Okay. I guess I can put this away then.
Wait, so if we're done with the book, what are we doing today? It was Mother's Day.
Nothing, we're just gonna stand here and look at each other.
My mom did that.
Awesome.
You like that idea?
Yes, we can talk. I love talking.
Help me with
Yeah,
my
we know
bed.
that. There is no doubt in our mind on that one.
Yeah.
So I think we go with.
Actually, For the
What?
most part, all of you like
Yeah,
talking.
I'm playing in it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, well, part of
What,
it, me
talking?
and Nikki and Jimmy
Love
Palmer
sometimes
played
talking.
for like the first part,
You're
and then.
you're very much an introvert. I can't imagine you wanting to really talk all that much.
And I sometimes talk,
Are
and
you going?
sometimes I just.
No, don't worry, then yours.
Because
That is true,
Yes.
because you are, I guess, are a girl.
Yeah.
And girls do like to socialize.
I do socialize sometimes.
I only socialize with bright people, otherwise I'm really awkward.
Look at this shirt I wear.
Nice.
Yeah. Make me with characters LM. I think my sister gave me this shirt. So I decided, hey, I have Jamie fever, so I'm just gonna wear this. Yeah, I stole my sister's shirt today. You did?
Mhm.
Are you wearing it right now?
It's my grandma's jacket.
So I think it's like from the 80s or something. And I love it so much.
Wow.
She gave it to me yesterday. So I'm like, okay, I'm on it.
So let's get started. What's in the news today?
Trump fired Comey.
Trump fired Comey, yes.
Why did you fire Colby?
And now they're saying that there's, of course, huge problem with that. The media's going nuts. It's another, what do they call it? Another Watergate. He's trying to cover things up. That's what they're saying about Trump, is that the reason why he fired Comey was because Comey was getting too close to the Russian, collusion between the Russians and President Trump, which still there has not been anything. They even misconstrued construed the tweet by Trump the other day when Trump came out and tweeted that saying, Comey better hope there's no tapes of our conversations. The press interpreted that as Comey better not have taped us while we were having conversations. Now why would Trump tweet that? To me, that's pretty stupid. What really was tweeted was, Comey better hope that I don't have tapes of the conversations between us, because if he starts saying things, he's gonna get himself in a lot of trouble when I start bringing up the things that were talked about. So it's interesting to see. Of course, Trump went to Liberty University over the weekend, gave the commencement speech. So that was cool.
This is like the headline on the Fox News app. Tell him to tape. If Trump recorded Comey, he likely broke the law, say experts.
So.
Oh, well.
Interesting.
The video.
But here's the thing, if the conversations were taped, that means that they were taped in the normal process of things in the White House. I don't think that Trump would have taped Comey's conversations, and I don't think Trump is saying that they taped the conversations. I think Trump is just threatening Comey. So it's kind of funny, you look at the press conferences when Obama was president versus the press conferences now that Trump is president, and the press reaction is 180 degrees different. I mean, they gave passes to Obama on everything. And unfortunately with Trump, well, actually, I shouldn't say unfortunately, really, shouldn't the press be hard on our president? Shouldn't the press be like saying, hey, What are you doing? Is this right? Is this legal? The problem is that our press has become so political that it is almost over the top. Yes, Michaela.
This has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but you said political. And so, so there's a show, Last Man Standing, with Tim Allen, and it's so great. It's hilarious because he just like disses the government and
Right.
everybody, and it's hilarious. I love it. Anyway, this is the point of the show. He just does it every once in a while, like every episode. And it's fantastic. Anyway, so they canceled the show because of it, and I'm
Yes.
not happy because it was so funny.
They canceled his show, mainly because of his political leanings. Some people think.
And like, despite that, they were like the second most viewed show or whatever. Like with ratings, they were second best. That's like you canceled it because it was stupid.
That's more than likely what it is. Well, Bill O'Reilly did his first interview after being fired the other day.
He did, there you go.
It was really good. He basically said that just wait until the lawsuits start coming out. He can't really talk much about it, but he's going to, looks like he's going after a number of the people that were responsible for getting him fired and going to go after them legally. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I guess Bill O'Reilly's still doing his show, but it's in podcast format. So if you want to listen to Bill O'Reilly, you just go to Bill O'Reilly. I think it's BillO'Reilly.com, and you can hear him anytime you want. So, but I'd love to see him go after the people that are responsible, all of the protesters, because what happened in a lot of cases is that they had all these protesters outside of Fox News protesting, but most of these guys are paid. Okay, so if they're paid protesters, that kind of defeats the purpose. Well, then I want to know who's paying them. And if you can find out somebody who's paying them, then you can go after the person who paid them to protest. So my hope is that he will go after the money and file some suits there. My fear is that he will go after Fox News and only Fox News for wrongful termination. So.
That's the last thing Fox News is.
Right. Unfortunately. The other, I have a friend that really actually blames the reason why the media is the way it is today. And this friend of mine really blames Rush Limbaugh, because Rush came onto the scene back in the late 80s, early 90s. And a lot of lambasting of Clinton. And so the media sees how popular Rush is by analyzing the news, and they think, well, he's a big conservative. So they have to be the exact opposite. So when there's a president that's a Democrat in the office, the media has to go easy on that president. And now that there's a Republican, they have to go hard. So really, this person blames the media for being the way they are on Rush and his bringing politics and political analysis. I don't agree with that, because the media has always been biased. It's just been typically more subtle. Now it's completely overtly biased, unfortunately. So, you know, in the O'Reilly interview, he said the one thing that concerned him the most today in the media was not that how they were covering the president or how they were covering anything, but the total disregard for truth there is in the media today, and going and moving forward. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Anybody get hacked? Okay, well, just make sure you're careful, because there's like this huge virus going on. Let's see. Oh, wow. 29,000 Chinese institutions hit. U.S. critical infrastructure operators affected. So let's see what it says. A small number of U.S. critical infrastructure operators have been affected by the global ransomware. but there has been no significant disruption of the work, Department of Homeland Security. So how many of you have heard about the cyber attack that went on over the weekend? Anybody?
Think so?
No.
It hit when I heard some of it on Friday and Saturday, and the last I heard, because I didn't pay attention to the news yesterday, was it affected 24 or 74 different countries were massively affected by this. On Friday, it shut down the United Kingdom's healthcare system. They couldn't get access to anybody's records or anything like that because of this virus. Then it shut down the trains in Germany. So this is pretty bad. So I think that's interesting. Putin blames the U.S. Yeah. It's all Trump's fault. I'm sorry. It's all Bush's fault. We got to go back to the original, go back to Bush and blame him.
Could that be why, like, my music wasn't loading on my phone?
Could be. Could be.
Now I'm mad.
So what you need to be, what this is, it's called ransomware. What it does is, if you have a PC at home and you click on a link, it actually installs a program on your computer and then encrypts your hard drive. And then when you go to access your files, it pops up a little message saying, we have encrypted your drive. Click on this link and send us $100 or $200, and we'll send you the key to the encryption so that you can unencrypt your files. This has been going on for years. I had a friend who actually had this happen to him. Lucky for him, he had most of his stuff backed up, so he didn't need his computer. What he did is he reformatted and reinstalled the operating system. So that was fine. But the problem was, and this will, if you think your backed up stuff is good, so if you have, anybody here use Dropbox or Google Drive or any of those the Apple Drive?
We use Google Dropbox for all the extra.
Yeah. Well, it will actually encrypt those files on Dropbox as well. So if you get hit, your computer will encrypt those files. Those files will be replicated up to the Dropbox server and encrypted on their server. And so it's a real nightmare.
I wasn't on my computer this weekend, so I didn't have anything to worry about.
Well, still, if you got an email address if you get an email from somebody saying, hey, click on this link, click on it, and it runs something, it can still infect your computer. So just should be careful what you click on. If you own a Mac, you're pretty well safe. Just so you know. They haven't come out with one yet for the Mac. But, the day will come. So this one's there's one that says 29,000 institutions. Let's see, London, the latest on the global cyber hit that hits dozens of countries. Chinese state media said more than 29,000 institutions across China have been infected. The news agency, it said 29,000. Let's see, Japanese companies say they're working to overcome problems caused by the ransomware. Nissan Motors confirmed Monday some units had been targeted, but it responded there was no major impact on their business. Hitachi, you could see, if this continues to grow, it could be that TV stations stop working, news. I mean, this could be massive. Microsoft's top lawyer is laying some of the blame for Friday's massive cyber attack at the feet of the U.S. government. Brad Smith criticized U.S. intelligence agencies, including CIA and National Security Agency, for stockpiling software code that can be used by hackers. Cybersecurity experts say the unknown hackers who launched this weekend's ransomware attacks used a vulnerability that was exposed in NSA documents leaked online. So maybe, I wonder if that's WikiLeaks that did that. In a post, an equivalent scenario with conventional weapons would be the U.S. military having some of its Tomahawk missiles stolen. So that's what they're equating this to, as if we were to look at it that way. The lawyer went on to say, government should report vulnerabilities that are discovered to software companies rather than stockpile or sell or exploit them. So this goes into that idea is, government, if you ever seen the movie, the government, the evil government, which I don't necessarily know that's true, but you watch like, Resident Evil. Of course, you have the bad, the evil corporation in that one. But there was a movie called Outbreak a number of years ago with Dustin Hoffman. You guys probably don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, he played one person in Kung Panda.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. So in that movie, what they have is there's an outbreak of Ebola virus. And the government had the cure because they were testing it, and this got out because of the testing. And this is always one of those things where the government, this balance of coming up with new weapons and security of the United States. And so there's this, why does the US government keep stockpiles of smallpox? I mean, why should they? Well, because they could use it as a weapon at some point if they wanted to. But that stockpile could get out to somebody who would do something else with it. So there's this concern. Well, it seems to me, according to what this lawyer for Microsoft is saying, that the US government has done the same thing. Rather than telling Microsoft what the issue is, they kept it a secret so that they could probably potentially use that vulnerability against the enemy rather than Microsoft patching it. So there's this balance of where is security and versus, security and espionage versus really safety for the entire planet. So let's see if there's anything else. May come to light in a new work week. So they're thinking that there might even be more problems starting today because of the fact that people are going to work today for the first time. So might be interesting something if you guys to follow along as this continues to break. I like the idea Putin blames US. Well, I mean, if we knew that there was a vulnerability to this and didn't do anything, is that kind of a crime in itself? And so we'll have to see.
It's almost like we're guilty by association of staying quiet.
Correct. If you knew somebody was going to blow up the Twin Towers on 9/11 and you didn't do anything in it, are you guilty of the crime? Or the bombing in the Boston Marathon. If you knew somebody was making a bomb and going to plan this and you didn't report it, are you guilty? Are you just as guilty? So in the same respects here, is the government complicit in this because they didn't talk about the vulnerability? Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens and what goes on in polls. I'm sure Trump will get blamed for it by the media. It'll be Trump's fault. Just like Bush and his earthquake machine. And you guys remember the Katrina hurricane. You guys were young then, but still. There was talk that it was Bush's fault. He blew up the levees, which caused all the flooding because his rich buddies wanted to go in and buy all this cheap real estate. What the accusation was. And it was so funny. I remember listening to Rush during that time, and one of his comments was, yes, there's photographs of Bush actually planting the bombs to blow up the levees. So, just making fun of how over the top sometimes the news media can get on these things.
Crazy thing, a couple weeks ago I got this notification on Google that was like, your device is 28% hacked. And I'm like, that was been slow, but it's back to normal-ish now.
So the thing that you got to watch out for is sometimes on Google phones are actually really bad. They can be hacked very easy. You'll definitely want to make sure that you get them cleaned every so often and make. Good, yeah, you should. Even the Apple phone is susceptible to some hacks, but not as much as the Google one, the Google phones, the Android stuff. Of course, the Microsoft phone is as hackable as the Microsoft computer, so it's just as bad. But one of the things that if you ever get, how many of you seen the pop-up message come up on your computer or something when you go to on a website and a message pops up saying, your computer's infected, click here to clean it. And it looks like your antivirus software has come up and found a virus. And it's actually, in many cases, not. One of the reasons why I don't use Yahoo News anymore, I was on Yahoo News and up popped a virus. And I knew it was my own virus software because I went down and double checked. You know, you go down into the tray and you pull up your antivirus and it showed the threat in there as well as on the screen. So I knew it wasn't a pop-up. And, you know, so I don't go to Yahoo News anymore, just mainly because I was just a simple news story and somebody had somehow infected one of the pictures. So, you know, you can get viruses by looking at pictures. One of the big things that the porn industry is hugely bad with viruses because people upload infected pictures onto the web, and you go and you look, and somebody goes and looks at it, and now their machine's infected.
Well,
So-
we're looking at it in the first place, person.
Right, and that's, yeah. Some of that I wonder is that the police, is that the US government tracking people, what they're going to do?
I mean, that's smart.
So, yeah, so it's going to be interesting, you know, and this gets to the idea of, you know, where are we going in the future, and what are things going to be like as we move forward, and what you guys have to look forward to is as we get more and more reliant on technology. Anybody see the movie I, Robot with Will Smith?
Yep.
Great movie.
It's so good.
But it's definitely in the movie. It's set in the future. Robots are our servants, and they have the primary for the directive where they're not allowed to harm people. And what happens is this what is it? Artificial intelligence takes over the robots, and they start killing. It starts killing people. And so it's kind of, if you ever watch the Terminator movies, it's similar to the Terminator movie where the machines become self-aware and then realize that humans are the pests that they are and destroy them. So that's what they, another good one is the Matrix series. They actually use humans for fuel for their powering their machines. Yeah, and how they keep us alive is they hook us up into the computer network, and what you are is you're actually living in virtual reality. Now tell me that's not far away, because they are getting close to being able to connect the brain directly up to a computer at some point. So.
What was it? Oh, there's something. 30 seconds. Oh, brain work.
But yeah, so.
Something good.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what the future will bring. So here's my question to you. Give me something that you think maybe 5-10 years will happen in what you're thinking will happen in the future.
What I think will happen, or
Yeah.
what I want to happen?
How about, I'll go with both. Give me something that you would like to see happen in the
Yay.
future.
Okay, it'd be super cool is if, like, while you're, okay, this sounds really terrible, but like while you're dreaming, like if you were hooked up to something, and then like while you're sleeping, and then it could like make it a video, so then you can wake up and watch.
And
the
actually
video.
remember
You
your
know how
dream?
cool that would be, guys? Like to watch it, because you know you wake up and you're like, oh, what was that dream?
myself to anything.
Well, don't
You
just
just
think it
put a life
sounds
support.
bad. It
He said life
sounds
support.
bad. But it'd be so cool, because then you could wake up and be like, that's what
That
happened
is
in the
bad.
dream. Hey.
Yeah, speaking of that, anybody watch the movie Transcendence with Johnny Depp, where he actually downloads his consciousness into the
He
computer?
is. He's not my role model. He's a terrible person.
Yeah, he's filed for bankruptcy. Do you know that?
Poor guy.
Yeah, well, it might have something to do with the fact that he's got something like 20 homes,
Yeah.
40 employees across the world, 40 some cars, owns a private island.
Okay, but his cars are cool.
Yeah. I know. No, because
Of course, there's a price.
of course Jay Leno buys a lot of that for investment purposes, and he's smart with his money. They were so Johnny Depp and his agent are fighting because Johnny Depp blames his agent for his losing money, and they're saying, well, listen, this guy's spending money like a drunken sailor. And that would be, I would say, no, wait. I think they should go one step further. He's spending money like a senator from the United States government. That would be worse than, because we showed them, you guys all saw the $1 trillion, right?
So my grandma, she was in town, and because she doesn't say Dustin, so she goes see like a play or something. So we're in the car and she's talking about like all this stuff. I totally was not listening. But then she started talking about the government and how, they really spend their money well. And it's like, Grandma! I was in the backseat, I was like, no. And I went on this entire day. She's like, did you know that? School? Most kids don't know that. It's because I'm going to school. And she just kind of looked at me and like, yeah. It was, but yeah.
So Johnny is, so they're suing, so the one retort by one of his agents was that, okay, because Johnny said he's invested his money in these things. And they go, well, buying an expensive wine and drinking it is not an investment. Right. So I guess he lives quite the extravagant lifestyle. I'm not judging, I'm just going on based on what I hear, and again, there's always two sides to every story, so we don't want to say, oh, look at that, Johnny, because some of that stuff is not always true. It's by, trying to just get us to watch the news in many respects, especially like TMZ. Anybody ever see TMZ?
No, what is it?
It's it is basically, it's like the paparazzi. You know what paparazzi is? Paparazzi are the people that follow around the celebrities. Basically what they do is they follow around celebrities to see what they're doing and get comments from them. So it's kind of funny. They leaked a couple of interesting news stories during the election time. I don't remember what they are, but it was like, wow, TMZ is actually getting news right.
Weren't they like part of the reason that Princess Diana died?
The paparazzi was, but not necessarily directly TMZ. But yes, they believe that if you believe that story, it was the paparazzi's fault. But if you look into the conspiracies, Alex, you're supposed to pick up when I say conspiracy. They think that actually Princess Diana was killed and not actually.
Of course, she may have been killed. She could have been younger, and she couldn't have died of old age because, well, I don't know if she died of old age, but
She was pretty young.
She was still pretty young.
yeah.
There was we always had jokes when she had her first baby that they were going to call they were going to name him Up, because then there'd be Up, Chuck, and Die, because Prince Charles, Princess Diana, so Up, Chuck, and Die. So yeah,
That is cruel.
I know it is.
Okay.
And now I feel bad because she actually did die.
Oh,
So
that is, I know, that's kind of even cruel.
you laughed, so that
No,
makes
I
it even
didn't.
worse.
Well, you're our teachers, we have to laugh.
Yeah, you have to laugh. It's all based on your participation grade. You gotta laugh at my jokes.
Okay, so the Wednesday night, I was talking to Michaela, your Michaela, not you.
I was like, when are you talking to me?
And she talks like you. It is the weirdest thing.
Yes, she
Well,
does.
I mean, they're related.
Yes.
I know, but like she's got her mom's voice, but she talks like you.
Yeah, she argues with her two older brothers all the time.
It was awesome arguing with her. It was frustrating because I agreed with her.
Oh, well, that's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so was there anything else that you had? Okay, Kayla,
A teleporter.
You want to teleport?
Oh,
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
this thing is.
no,
We
no,
cannot
no,
teleport.
no,
No.
that would be nice, but no, because can you imagine your in-laws could come over at any time? Wait, who are these relatives and what are they doing in our house without being invited?
I'm saying, like, if this is the future.
Or
No,
if they come up with a transporter, they gotta come up with a way of creating a force field so that they can't beam into your house.
Like blocks are
wait,
going
wait,
back.
wait.
It's
Like your cell phone, hold on,
Yeah.
block. You're blocking certain people from being able to come to your house.
Self-store. You enter your own password and you can travel anywhere you want, anytime you want. Guaranteed, like anywhere on Earth or in any fictional world you want.
So you know what I want is I want the replicator
What's the reference?
No,
from Star Trek.
no.
You just go in and you say, okay, I feel like steak and eggs and with this drink,
Dude,
out it comes.
America's already fat. We don't need that.
I think it's okay. I'm gonna
I
put it
can't
very
do
free.
Can you
Well,
imagine
and I guess I could.
if we ever came up with a way of doing a replicator, nobody would ever work. We would be like the movie WALL-E.
Oh my god.
We would be sitting around in these hover chairs.
Okay, but those are cool.
Weighing 618 pounds. You're like 5'3".
I wanna get hover shoes.
And the sad thing is, what I always found funny about WALL-E is they land back on Earth and they can walk. It's like, there's no way. You've sat in this hover chair in low G, there's no way you're gonna be able to walk.
I think if that happened, people would still exercise.
No, they would exercise their thumbs while texting.
Well, I mean, I think they would,
They
because,
find some way to play pro sports without having to move too
I
much.
know, for
The-
real.
okay, people are obsessed with their appearance, so they would be like,
Yeah, but if everyone's
Even our astronauts who go up and do long-term research and are up in the space station for 6 months to a year at sometimes, they are finding that when they come back, there is a problem with bone density for some of these people coming back, even though they are in some cases try to be in and keep things exercised, but that effect of low G on them starts having an impact on their bodies.
Would that be like a growing thing? Like if you went out in space for a while, came back, you're kind of weak, you went back again, you came back as either
Yes, yeah, it could, yeah, you
Okay,
could lose
let's talk about
muscle. That's why they're required still to exercise. Of course, lifting weights would be really easy. So you gotta do something. They probably use the bands to keep up their strength, but it's still, yeah. But the thing that they're finding though, even though you're keeping the muscles up, that just because of the lack of weight on the legs, the real weight, that it does have an effect on the bones.
If you bring like 80,000 pound weights on your feet, then you're fine.
That's right. Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
we rely on gravity, so.
I think some
That's why I said a big number.
like WALL-E.
It works.
I like WALL-E. But I don't
You just put a big magnet on your neck
Yeah.
so that you're magnetic down. The only problem is if you get out of balance, wham, it would really hurt.
I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but I would love time travel machines because.
Ooh, our trash.
Now, see, the time travel thing would cause,
A ripple.
yeah, that's exactly right. You
That's
could,
kind
see, you guys need,
Yeah.
have you seen the movie Back to the Future?
Oh my gosh, I love that movie.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to see all of them because of the cuss words.
There's cuss words
That
in
was
them?
as of when I was like.
Yeah.
But
There's cuss words in Back to the
Yeah.
Future?
yes.
There's not a lot, but there are.
The only thing I remember bad in it was the Calvin Klein scene in the first one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
In the first one, he shows up and she calls him Calvin Klein because he's wearing Calvin Klein underwear.
How did she know that?
It was Calvin Klein. Let's be
yeah.
real.
Well, that was the,
But I mean, if he
It's on
had
the waist
clothes
band.
on, how would she know?
he did.
That's the point.
That's why I said it was the one bad scene in the movie. Because he was just in his underwear.
Oh,
Okay,
why was he doing that?
I don't remember.
Anyway.
So, yeah, see, the Back to the Future, the whole ripple of changing the time can cause problems.
Flying cars.
That would be cool.
That'd be so
Of
cool.
course, I've seen people drive, so I'd hate to have holes in my
Jetpack.
house.
We should own jetpacks, because you can,
cars.
Do they
Yeah,
actually,
smart cars
do
are
they,
stupid.
Like auto.
do they actually?
No.
Okay, so here's the,
Not just auto.
I
here's the
know.
No.
here's the one thing that is going to be difficult for that industry to overcome. Because think about how many accidents there are every day in the world. How many of them really truly get reported? But what happens when you have a self-driving car one self-driving car get in an accident? It's all over the news, right? So they're going to have this huge problem of overcoming the negativity on self-driving cars, because the minute one of them gets in a car accident, whether it's the fault of the other person driving or the car driving itself, is going to cause problems, and going to be a huge publicity.
I think robots would be cool though, just, nice robots.
During the during the Bush administration, when the environmental movement was really, really rampant, even during, this might even been during the Clinton administration, there was the environmental movement was very, very huge. And one of the things that there was a big push against the SUV. They didn't like the SUV.
They're so
Because you can
cool.
stuff any bombs in it?
No, because it used up too much gas. It didn't get good gas mileage included, and therefore it was evil. So
Yeah, I was gonna say.
you would
Yeah,
always
trucks
see.
don't work. It's like diesel trucks.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's why diesel
What
trucks.
are you gonna pull trailers with?
Right, exactly.
The thing with diesel now, though, is they make them use the cleaner diesel, which actually causes problems on some of their engines in some respects. So there's this trade-off of, okay, we can go with cleaner diesel, but it's harder on the engines and blah, blah. So what was funny is you'd read a news article, and it would be SUV runs into crowd, kills 2. Wait a minute. An SUV ran into a crowd. No mention of who was driving it. It was the SUV did it, because there was this subconscious of making the SUV into being something evil. So that was fun.
Okay,
I always loved those articles.
this is really funny. Okay, so on Friday, we had my soccer team over, and we're playing apples to apples, right? All right, well,
Great game.
the card was useless. I had so many great cards in my hand, and I saw Hillary Clinton, so I put it down. And so everyone has like all these random answers, like the Washington Monument or something
Right.
like that. And then the last one that Patrick had, he like flipped it over. He's like, Hillary Clinton, he like burst out into laughter and just like raised it up. He's like, yeah, useless, and we're all like dying in my face of it. It was so funny. I was like, yep.
That's a great
It
game.
was the best game I've ever played.
Perfect time for that
It was
card,
so
right?
good.
Game or something? Is that never seen?
Nope,
Yeah.
it's a pretty old game, but I was laughing so hard. Pretty
Oh, I kind of want to play apples to apples now.
Yeah, apples to apples is a
It's
fun
a good
game.
I just play with the right
Another-
people though.
Huh?
Otherwise, you have to play with the right people though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not fun.
Right. Because you get some people who are too serious in there and they don't.
Or
I
they
always
just
try-
don't. they
I
aren't
try to
fun.
put things down to put.
They don't care.
Yeah,
I try to put something down that would be fun.
exactly. That's what I do too.
Another great game is Mexican Train. Oh, it's great. That's a good game. With dominoes. I can never.
I should bring apples to apples next week.
No, we got other plans.
Are we eating ice cream?
Yes.
I'm allergic to dairy.
I am too, but I eat it anyways.
You're allergic to dairy?
Yep.
I think
I eat it anyways because it's really good.
I get, when I'm home, I get a whole ice cream out to myself. It's only like, it's small, but I
But
don't,
wait, you can't have dairy.
yeah,
No,
but there's
Non-dairy.
Okay, I was like,
almond milk, coconut milk. I throw this cashew milk now.
Yeah.
That is,
It's good.
that's
I don't like
good.
cashew milk.
I
It tastes like cashews.
You don't like cashews? I
No.
love cashews.
Try something, try the cookies and
My-
cream.
Almond milk is
my,
fine, but
uh,
it has to be sweet.
My older 2 kids blame Mrs. Sharkey for their not being as tall as Andrew, because of the fact that when they were younger, we used to not eat meat. We only ate chicken, so we didn't eat any red meat. And we didn't do dairy, we only ate We drank the almond milk and those kinds of things, which actually I like.
Almond milk is really
Almond milk is good, but you have to have it with the right kid.
The other one is what, Silk?
Yeah.
That's the other one. So we did a lot of that. Of course, so they blame us because they're shorter, because they didn't get, all of the growth hormones that our two older kids, our younger kids get now.
My my brother's girlfriend is vegan, and so my dad,
Yeah, I think
my dad, he made for Mother's Day yesterday. He made like this really awesome thing. Okay, and so it was like, I haven't tried it. It was so good. It's like croissant, but like it has cinnamon and sugar, and then you put ice cream on it. It was so good. And so, my brother and his girlfriend were downstairs. We're all downstairs, and he's like, "Oh, I made this, and it doesn't have dairy or whatever." And she's like, "This caramel has dairy." Ooh, we're like, caramel. There's like 2 drizzles of caramel on it, and you can't eat it. Okay.
Okay, that would just like drive me insane.
It looks so good.
Oh,
And so we're all like, yes, this is
Well, the
great.
chocolate,
And it's
doesn't
just like-
chocolate have dairy in it too?
Yeah, that too. And we're like, okay, just have it without chocolate. Let's just wait, ice cream. It was the struggle. It was so difficult. I know, it was so good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so it was just really disappointing. Oh, sorry. It was just really disappointing because she couldn't eat it. So never go vegan because you miss out on that. That was not the entire story.
Why, did she ever tell you why she goes vegan?
Because it's cruel to animals. I was like,
You can see
okay.
that maybe
You mean
they
that
it's like kind of like.
No, she's vegan.
Oh, I know. I thought
Vegan is you don't have anything from animals, basically.
There's one joke on YouTube.
Well, these
like
are
this
very
seal, you see
pretty.
this
No.
like seal into the wild again. Like in the shark.
Yes, yes.
Don't get it.
I don't know if it was the seal or the otter.
I saw a seal.
Okay, it was a seal. They're releasing it and they're watching it go off into the ocean.
Yeah.
And was it a killer whale or a great white
Well,
came
then I
up
saw
and eat it?
they were lowering it and the shark just jumps up. Slaps it.
The butterfly that they release and then.
I feel all those kids going, oh, it'd be like, I could just see it. It'd be like watching everybody's watching like the birth of the giraffe.
Oh my gosh.
Comes out as like a pea or something.
Oh yeah.
Waiting for a giraffe to come out like an otter or
Yeah.
a
So-
narwhal.
I know it was so like all born in China last Tuesday. It was really good.
Oh my gosh, okay, so my brother, Andrew, he's like
Makes it
super
better.
weird. Okay. He likes to watch nature documentaries and all of this stuff. No, he watched this
Like
thing
Animal
called,
Planet?
no, like, he watched this thing, I don't know what it was, but it was really funny, I was making fun of him. Anyway, so we're all downstairs, and while my dad was making that stuff, and so he's watching it, and then he was watching like Hogs Gone Wild or something, and it was a baby hog was born, and my brother's girlfriend started crying. Because it was a cute baby hog. I was
I
like,
hate to tell your
It's a
brother
hog.
this, but I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Those
find
things
another
made me
girlfriend.
cry. Like they did.
I feel bad.
baby, no, she cries at baby animals. I'm like, okay, that's like cute, but why? It's a baby animal. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting there.
Like when a baby gets eaten in the wild, and like
Yeah.
my parents trying to explain to, or like my dad trying to explain it. It happened in the wild. It's okay.
Well, but you were birthed. She's 19 years old. Okay, so
I'm 17. So that doesn't prove anything. Sorry. I know it doesn't. I'm sorry. What's that?
if people looked at the search history in this class,
Oh, yeah.
I literally clicked
you get
our
some
playground.
random things.
Oh, here it is. This is one of my favorites.
You're gonna get a virus. You click on a photo.
Ah, that's
Uh-oh.
not what I
Are
wanted.
you serious? That was a really cute box. Did you see that?
I think I kind of see it from here.
If we
Can
all
you
just
see-
walk up.
No.
Okay.
Here, is this like
You
open?
could copy it.
Oh,
No, it won't.
try making it. I think it should
Get
be.
the book without her.
Me trying to see this from this.
I really want to see. Why?
It's an alligator grabbing a giraffe by the tail.
Oh.
I just love what happens to the head.
That's what I got.
That is so.
Yeah.
If you ever want to get my humor, you gotta look at Far Side. I mean, Far Side is so much my humor. It is like,
That's funny.
Is this what we're gonna be doing the entire class? Because this is really
this is one of my favorites. Suddenly, heated exchange took place between the king and the moat contractor. Look at where he's digging the moat on the inside. And then, of course, the probably the most popular one, you guys have probably seen the most popular one, which is the Midville School for the Gifted, where the kid's pushing on the pole door.
I did not have to call it.
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh my goodness.
I love, this is me with doors. If it's push, I pull. If it's pull, I push.
Yeah.
It works.
I
both
did
ways.
have Chipotle and like, there was just people just waiting to get out. They're like pushing on the door and it was cool.
Say, what's a mountain goat doing way up here in a cloud bank? Okay, I think,
At least a disaster.
yes.
What?
Just gonna pop the paper bag.
Oh
This is good. Yeah.
These pictures are funny.
Becoming a rogue in his later years, Dumbo terrorized the world's flyways.
That's scary. See, have you seen the movie? That's,
Bob's assorted rodents, Al's small flightless birds, and there's a cat at the window.
I feel bad for that.
I'm sorry, it's just, to me, that's hilarious.
Oh, Mr.
It's a
Sharkey,
dog,
a
isn't it?
subtle debate might break out in economics because me and Ellie Adams were arguing on Facebook last night.
Oh,
which
really?
kind of dogs or cats.
Which is
Bummer of a birthmark, Al.
What is
It's a target.
no, I didn't hear what you said. So
It says bummer of a birthmark, Al.
Oh,
It's horrible. It's funny.
Oh my goodness, yes, Far Side is like
Yes, let's look at some more. These are funny. Oh.
shirt, pants, the dog. There probably was a title there. Pointing at the other guy. I can't read what that one says. He's got him tied to the wheel. First experimental ride down the hill. Welcome to heaven, here's your harp. Welcome to hell, here's your accordion. Hey, that's mean to polka people. People like polka music.
That's actually pretty funny.
Oh my goodness. This guy was an absolute genius when it came to this stuff.
What is that? Is that a guy with arrows?
That's a guy. He's got a bunch of arrows in his butt. So then I say, Borg, you know, as long as we're under siege, one of us ought to moon those Saxon dogs. Yeah. Hey, y'all, watch this. Oh, they don't show the whole thing. Darn.
I know, I hate it when it does that.
It's a good thing you told me about this today because otherwise I would have been doing this at 1 a.m. instead of my work.
Oh, they don't have it.
Oh, this one might be funny.
Darn, that one's a good one. He got the duck on the other line. Quack. Far Side is one of my favorite comics.
I think one of my favorite comics is Garfield.
Garfield's good too, but
I look to Garfield for most inspiration because
unknown to most historians, William Tell had an older and less fortunate son named Warren.
look at the small apple on his head.
Yeah, there's just a lot of good ones. God designs the great white shark. I wonder if I should put a happy face on the. Oh. Yeah, this guy's got a demented, a really sick sense of humor, just like me.
Are we supposed to agree with that or just?
Yeah, you can agree with that.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what door you pick.
Hey, Mom, guess what? We looked at names of presidents today in class.
It's not a cuss word used in that sense. It's just like the one in the Bible,
Yeah.
depending on your translation.
Edgy, considering that it doesn't like out of the Bible, but I mean.
It's time we face reality, my friends. We're not exactly rocket scientists.
Yeah.
I think, isn't that the North Korean group? Just wondering.
Shots fired.
Well-
For a while, a couple years ago, we visited this Baptist church, very small.
Mhm.
Been trying to grow for 10 years. But anyway, and the pastor, he preached very unguardedly, and he'd be like, he'd use that, you're gonna be getting to hell or whatever. And me, being 11 years old, whispered to my mom in the very small congregation, "Mommy, why is the pastor?"
Oh yeah, I've heard this story before.
I can ask her, and she's like, "Shh, shh."
It depends. A cuss word is depending on how you use it.
Mhm.
So,
I'd rather not talk about that, because I am strictly against it.
what, cussing?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I am.
Interestingly enough, what is it? Cussing equals a painkiller to the mind. That
So,
doesn't mean I'm gonna do it.
So
Right.
we,
What did you say?
way to bring us back to reality, Alex. Okay, so we got a couple more minutes left. What else would you guys like to see in the future?
A time stopper.
Time stop.
Characters come to life.
What?
some characters come to life.
Oh, what, you mean like in the movie Pixel?
Wait,
Oh,
okay.
That
would
was-
be fun.
That
I've never
was,
seen the movie, but I saw the trailer.
that was actually a funny movie because Pixel, it was hilarious because of the fact, what happens is these aliens intercept this, when we launched one of our satellites deep into space, it had a record of all the things that we had, including, back then it was the 80s and the video games we had in the 80s.
Oh, they based it on the movie.
So when they sent back to invade the planet, they created the creatures that we were battling in our video games, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, and Centipede. It was pretty funny. It was pretty well done.
That would
I'm
be
not
fun.
a,
Huh?
That'd be kind of fun, shooting up a big centipede. That'd be
Yeah,
a fun game.
so what they had to do is they had to bring out these old gamers back out of retirement that used to be the champs at these games to battle against them. So.
Some people get paid for doing stupid stuff.
Well, they weren't, when they were kids, they played the video games, and now they were older adults.
We're like at funny political ones.
Oh,
He's looking at you like, what are you doing in class?
Like there's this one and it's kind of like let me be the first. And then
Yes, isn't it
I
wonderful?
was with a little thingy, I forget what it's called. Yeah, dash, and then president. I was gonna say female, but somebody deleted the email. And then they're all funny. It took you a while.
A while. Figure this out.
Wait,
what?
And then there's another one where it's like Hillary Clinton and she's like, release your tax returns, and then Trump goes, I emailed it to you.
I know, I saw that.
That's pretty good. So what else would somebody, anything that you don't want in the future? How many of you want to go to Mars?
No.
It'd be cool to like set up some civilization on a planet, but
It'd be hard.
it'd be hard.
It'd be very hard.
It's interesting because some people are asked if
they would be willing to go to Mars and leave behind their family, no contact whatsoever.
No, they were like, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
No,
some
that
people would
makes
go, sign me up. Yeah, speaking of which, of course, Alien Covenant comes out soon. Anybody seen that, gonna see that movie?
No. I
No?
don't even know what it is.
No. I guess you have to be into the alien genre.
This one's really bad. It's not all Muslims are ISIS. Some are Al Qaeda, and the rest are Taliban.
What's the last one?
Taliban. Taliban is the radical Muslims in Afghanistan that were ruling the country. So they were stoning women and doing all kinds of things, and they were pretty nasty. And they weren't well liked by the northern tribes who we sided with. Yeah, well, that's why when we went into Afghanistan, we actually went in and partnered up with the tribes in the north because they were very much anti-Taliban and very much the rebels. The thing about Afghanistan, you gotta remember, is they're still very much a nomadic tribal people. And so what you had to do is you have to go in and find the leaders of each of the tribes and unite with them. So it makes it a little harder, and Taliban were just the one party that was pretty much in power, so. Okay, cool. So next week, you have due your family tree.
And what's this final exam for economics? I can't remember what you
It's
This one that they're scared us.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
So there's what?
Okay, question on the family tree.
Yes.
Does it have to be like
Final exam?
a 3D thing?
No.
Or can it just be like on a board?
That's on board.
Can I just like write out?
You gotta go back past your parents. No, it'd be,
I think I've gotten my great-grandparents.
if you can get to your great-grandparents, that'd be great. And
Oh,
again,
that's not as far as I thought. Like, I was gonna go really far.
if you can go farther, go farther. It's not just about doing the project, it's about you enjoying it. Like I said, two things that I typically ask. What is something that you learned about your family you didn't know? And what you think is the most interesting thing about your family that came out of this? So,
Because my sister's going to Italy in a few months. So.
well, that's in the future. That doesn't apply to the past.
Okay,
Why are you guys laughing?
my grandpa was in world, one of my grandpas was in world.
Well, you're not
Okay.
supposed to tell me now. It's next week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, do we include pictures and stuff?
You can, doesn't have to.
It's even on both sides.
Doesn't have to.
Okay.
Because like on my mom's side, I can go further back than I can on my dad's side. So it makes it hard.
Oh, do they have to be good pictures? Because I have some really weird pictures. I'm gonna have fun.
No naked pictures.
Duh.
Okay, just want to make sure, just want to make sure, you know. I'm sorry, I'm going back to as if I'm teaching public school kids again. Just kidding.
Mr. Sharkey.
What?
So you mean, if this is gonna make my life easier, so I don't have to go back to the 1900s?
No, you don't
That's
have to
what
go
you
back
asked
that
last
far. You can go back,
Last week
like I
was
said, if you
yeah,
can go
start
back to your
again,
great
and I'm like,
grandparents, that's great. If you can go back a little farther, that would be nice too, so.
This is
Okay.
super easy.
So you'd rather it be on something besides like printing paper?
No, it doesn't, you don't have to do it on a board. If you want to do it on a board, you can do it on a board. You can print it out. I know people who've done PowerPoint slides with it, so they'll like